Sorry.
No, you're good. While you're doing that, again, the code is 474. And while you're doing that, I will say hello, everybody, and welcome to a special bonus episode of HP Critical's Does It Hold Up? So I'm your host, Brandon, and as you can see to my right, I am joined by the wonderful, wonderful Sterling.
Hi, everyone.
You know, I figure like our regular viewers are getting a little used to seeing you by now. This is like the third time you've guessed on the stream within like maybe a week's time, because you were here last week for Among Us, and then you came Sunday as we did our first Super Mario Party stream, and now you're guesting here on It Doesn't Hold Up. So yeah, glad to have you back.
The one guy doesn't like me is like, oh, this guy again.
I hope they don't like it, and if you don't like Sterling, well, tough, because I like him. He's cool. But anyway, so people who've been following this series for a while, you guys may remember that, when this series first started, Season 1 of HP Critical Doesn't Hold Up was focused on NES and Famicom games that you could get on Switch or that were available on the NES Classic Edition. And, Season 1 ended because I had literally played every single NES game that's on this app, as well as the one that's on the NES Classic Edition. So the natural thing to do was to move on to Season 2 and start playing Super Nintendo games. But as you guys can see, a new game has recently been added to the app. So you know what? We gotta play it, because how am I gonna claim that I played every single game on this app if a new one comes out I haven't played? You know what I'm saying? So you guys can call this Season 1 EX. Is basically what I'm going to refer to it. Anytime a new NES or Famicom game, in this case the latter, gets added to this app, we're bringing Season 1 back just for that night, basically. So that's what we're doing tonight. You guys probably can't even read the title that's on the screen because it's in Japanese, unless you're a Japanese speaker. Hold on, I got a camera's blocking the game title, so let me just move us to the right. There we go. But the game title is called Ninja Jajamaru-Kun. Now, Sterling, we talked about this before the stream even started, that neither of us have played this game actually, but we do know the title because there's a certain, if you guys are Twitter users, there's a certain Twitter user called We Shop Wednesday, where every Wednesday they'll just simply repost Nirvana the band doing their skit where they do a song about the Wii Shopping channel, as they call it. And I almost got that entire script memorized, including the song, because I watch it every Wednesday. Yeah. Before I continue, my cousin Jeremiah is here saying, did you see the reveal for Sonic Colors Ultimate? Hell yeah, I did. Dude, I'm so excited. Sonic Colors is easily one of the better... So I grew up in the Dreamcast-ish era of Sonic games. Like, my first one was Adventure 2, played Adventure, Heroes. So I'm definitely more attached to those Sonic games. But Colors was like the best... my favorite Sonic game of like the modern generation, I guess it'd be called, because Sonic has a pretty spotty history otherwise. But Colors was genuinely very good. But yeah, getting back to Ninja Jajamaru-Kun. Oh, by the way, you guys can't see it. Like, it looks like I'm wearing like a plain black T-shirt here, but in reality, I'm gonna stand up. I'm actually wearing like an Akatsuki-like shirt.
Dang.
Because, like, it's ninjas, so I thought I'd wear something ninja-ish related. So I was like, I used to have a Sound Ninja headband. I do not know what happened to it. That is the only reason why I'm not wearing it today. Sterling, you still haven't joined online, by the way.
I don't get how. Like, what do I do?
Oh, you gotta go down, go to the join, to the online button on the little left tab there.
Oh.
And then you got to join there using the code with 474. And then, it'll show that you've joined my session. I just noticed it now. But, I'll wait.
I've been waiting the whole time. I was like, I don't want to interrupt him, but I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm at the top here. Now you should be able to see it. Oh, yeah. I also want to point out for all the viewers, because people who are here may remember that our Season 1 finale did have us playing Fire and Ice. And they added box art for Fire and Ice. They didn't last time, and I commented how janky it was that it was the only game that just straight up had like the title screen plastered on instead of a box art. So I'm glad that it is, because Fire and Ice is a good game and it deserves it. But my cousin said it'll be really happy if they remaster Sonic Heroes or port it at least. I would love that. So I love Sonic Heroes. Fun fact, Sterling, Jarrell's favorite Sonic game is Sonic Heroes, but I also think it's only one of the few he's played. But it's a very good Sonic game. I enjoyed it a lot. You
Are
know,
we talking 3D or all the Sonic games?
I think like, and I think that's one of the few he's played in general. I don't think he's played a lot of 2D Sonic games because he doesn't like old games really.
Because Sonic Mania is a very good game.
It is very
I
good. I haven't
love
played
Sonic
too much of it, but it is a very good game. As far as classic Sonic games, I've played the original Sonic the Hedgehog. I gotta be honest, I really didn't like the original Sonic the Hedgehog, but Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is significantly better. Significantly better. It's hard to go back to the original, but 2 definitely holds up. I still gotta play 3 and Knuckles, but you know that'll come soon when that collection comes out. But anyways, getting back to this topic at hand, there isn't actually too much to say because again, aside from Wii Shop Wednesday, I don't know anything about this game. Do you know anything about this game?
Not a clue. I played it for like 2 seconds while you were talking, and it seems I don't know what's going on.
Well, we'll find out together. See what's going on. Yeah, let's look at it. Ninja Jajamaru-Kun. Take on the role of a ninja called Jajamaru and rescue the captured Princess Sakura from the evil Namazu Dayu in this action-packed game, originally released only in Japan. Jajamaru must use his throwing stars to defeat the monsters lurking in each of Dayu's many hideouts. Jajamaru has to be careful, though, as each monster has its own unique weapon and method of attacking. Wow, interesting. The only way for him to advance is to break the floor bricks above him and move up and down between levels of each round, defeating monsters as he goes. To help him, broken bricks sometimes reveal items that Jajamaru can use to his advantage, possibly leading him to getting the ultimate power-up, a ride on Ganpapa-kun, the giant frog. Take all this, throw in some bonus that you've got a game with a style all its own. How is this 2-player if the only main character is Jajamaru? I
think it's like if you die, then it's my turn. So.
Oh well, that's pretty cut and dry. Hey, by the way, before we start, I just want to point out that there's like 2. I'm really hoping these get added to the NES at some point. One game being the Mysterious Murasami Castle. Are you familiar with this game?
No, what is it?
The Mysterious Murasami Castle. So far, the only Western release this Famicom game has ever gotten was on the 3DS Virtual Console of all things, and it's basically you play as a ninja samurai named Takamaru, and the gameplay is very similar to OG Legend of Zelda, but I would even argue it was more refined than OG Zelda. I think it would have been interesting if this actually became like a full-on series, but it is a cult classic in Japan. Did you play Nintendo Land back on the Wii U?
Yeah.
Yeah, that minigame Takamaru's Ninja Castle. It's based on that game, Murasami Castle, and it's just shocking that more hasn't been done with it, considering it's held in regard over there. Takamaru's even is an assist trophy in Smash. I'm just saying, I think at one point Takamaru was considered to be a character in Smash, but Sakurai didn't do it for fear that people wouldn't really know what he is. But that didn't stop him from putting more from Roy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I'm just hoping that game gets added to that. And that and Earthbound Beginnings, because that's currently only available on the Wii U. It's stuck there. No one else, you can't play it otherwise. But anyway, we're getting off subject. Let's go ahead and get this game started. Oh, I like this. Yeah, 2 players. I'm glad that at least the menu text is in English, so we can go. Scene 1, player 1 start. Oh, wow. Right into it. I gotta smallen the camera a little. Oh, hold up. Wait. Okay.
Is it like a Donkey Kong thing?
Oh, yeah, it does seem like a Donkey Kong thing. Hang on one second. I gotta make us a little smaller here on this side because we are blocking like a lot of the gameplay right now. Let me I'm just trying to play around with this just so I can put us in a good spot here so we're not really blocking anything. Bear with me for a second, people. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this screen, so I just want to make sure we're not blocking anything. All right, and go. Okay, I can jump. I can throw ninja stars. All right. I hear this is actually a series in Japan as well.
Really? I think you have to jump and hit the
Oh, okay.
Oh,
nice.
Gave you score.
Oh, right, the brick.
Look out.
Defeated.
Or are those little ghosts? Are those their spirits?
Oh, and you collect them for points. collect ghosts for points. That's sick.
What is that?
That looked like a Sakura petal, which is fitting considering she's Princess Sakura. I mean, this is... Oh! One hit and you're dead, though.
So how'd you throw the star?
So I'm using the NES controller and I hit B with it. It might be B for you as well.
Okay.
Ghost Collector.
Oh!
Oh!
Okay.
So, what's the over-under of what these things are that we're fighting? Are they zombies, or...
Is the point to, like, get all these bricks? What's it?
I'm not sure. Because I'm wondering if they also might be possessed mediums. Because I'm thinking about, like, Lavender Town and Pokemon, where, like, all the mediums were like... Oh, see if we can get that Sakura petal.
Oh.
Nice, okay. So like, all the mediums were possessed by either Ghastlies or Hunters. Which I remember was, like, really creepy back in the day. But, you know.
Oh, did I win?
Oh. Oh, so you gotta collect all the stuff. Alright, well, look at you. You learn from my mistakes. I really like this music, actually. Oh, look at this level. So you're right. I mean, it's Donkey Kong-ish. Ooh, we got
a big penguin guy.
He looks like a Karasu or something like that. Karasu being like those Japanese crows that are like anthropomorphic, I think. You just gained an extra life. I just noticed.
Yeah? No. Oh.
You traded for a little bit though.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I can do here. I'm being told low battery, so I may end up having to switch to the other NES controller in a second.
Scramble.
I just hope it doesn't happen at an opportune moment. I do have to like take care to like make sure to like charge it for next time that I come back for a bonus episode, because what I think just happened is just like I got put in a bad spot.
I'm scared like a penguin. Oh. It's chasing me.
Ah, a worthy opponent.
Oh, I got him.
Collect his ghost.
No, get up there.
It's too late.
Dang it.
His spirit has left this world, literally. Ooh, she gave you a little love tap there. Alright, I gotta get past it. What? Why'd you start off defaulted like that? Crap. Oh, I see what you mean. You gotta like jump first and then like move, I see. Not very typical for an NES game, I must say. For you to have like this kind of like directional movement.
What's your favorite NES game? Panel the Pond?
That's a Super NES game, and yeah, I would say yes, probably to that one if it's my favorite if my Super NES game. NES game? That's tough to say.
You're on like a little tank.
Oh, this is sick. Oh crap, this is awesome. And you can just literally.
Oh, you just ran over.
I just ran her over. Wow. Go Jajamaru. So I'll get back to you on the NES thing, because I'm going to go down the list, and I can tell you after There was one game that was that I remember. Oh, there's a game called Vice Project Doom that I remember really enjoying. It's surprisingly so. It sounds like a really weird name, but it's actually a really competent game. But the answer to that is probably Kirby's Adventure, honestly. Kirby's Adventure like holds up like so well because it was a very late gen NES game. Oh wow, that was a bad mistake on my part. And so it looks like so amazing. Oh crap, game over. Well, that's a good test to see if like where we'll end up after after the game over. See if it takes right back to the beginning, or you know. Because some NES games will let you save progress, not many, or the password system, and others will just like, you know, if they're really arcadey, then you know you just return to start. There you go. You get to see level 3 at least.
I wonder how long this game is.
I wonder as well. Oh, what is this? I gotta say, Jajamaru's sprite is pretty adorable. He's like a shy guy ninja. God, you're just slaying all these ghosts.
Give me the soul.
No soul. Wow, why did that take so long to spawn?
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
Dang, Princess Sakura like fed you as a petal and you didn't even care. I think you're done. Damn, look at you go. Yeah, I'm curious how many levels of this game there are.
It is like incredibly arcadey.
Yeah, for having so many levels.
Oh, dang.
Oh, there's a yokai up there. One of those weird umbrella yokais at the top. The enemy's getting tougher now. You're dealing with all these like karasus and like you got an extra life. Wow. You can just keep playing.
I'm sorry. I want to give you a chance.
No, you're fine. Keep going, man. Rock it. Those weird yokai umbrellas like worry me. If they're like the next enemy, like I wonder what their deal is.
Oh,
well, that probably isn't like
a bomb?
Well, it's gone now. Wow, those power-ups do not last long. If you don't get them like immediately, you're just like, well, I guess you don't want it. I didn't realize we had a badass over here that don't need no power-ups.
I am like very focused right now.
I know, I feel the focus. I feel your anger. It gives you focus. Makes you stronger.
Oh.
Okay, times 20. Look at you go.
I want to die. I want to give you a chance.
No, don't die. You gotta keep going until you naturally die. I'm enjoying myself looking at this. But you know, it seems like once you get the basics of it, it's not too difficult. I mean, the levels, of course, get a little harder as you go, but the formula is relatively the same. It's an almost Pac-Man-like formula, I will say, as well, because you know, the wrong move could get you cornered, which is how I died several times, for example.
Oh, I think you're out of lives.
I am out of lives.
Oh.
It is just you. It is just you fighting to the end.
Back here. I don't want to go in.
I wonder if there's any game that's like further refined Jajamaru's design, because this is a pretty easy cosplay. I'm just thinking. You gotta hit him with the jutsu. Oh no! there's your game over. Well, let's see where it takes us. Yep, right from the beginning. That's pretty much what I figured it would be. And yeah, I think the gameplay must be the same, like single player, double player. So I'll just like leave it alone. We'll do one more round of it. See how far we can get. Oh god, I'm off to a bad start. Where'd you go?
Have you ever played Ninja Gaiden? I've never played it.
I have. I've played the first. Wow, that was a bad move. I played the first Ninja Gaiden as part of the series. Gabe was actually my guest for that episode because, you know, he plays Dark Souls, so I figured he'd be into, like, hard games. We played Ninja Gaiden, we played Ghosts and Goblins for that episode. You know, Ninja Gaiden is definitely a tough game, but it's not as unforgiving as people give it credit for. Like, you know, you gotta pay attention during these levels or you're going to die, and you're going to die a lot. But it's still fair. It was fair. And moreover, for an NES game, there was actually plot happening. A lot of plot even. Like, I was shocked that, like, there was, like, cutscenes in that game. In an era where there were no such thing as cutscenes. It was actually pretty impressive. Now, the other game we played, Ghosts and Goblins, that game is damn near unfair with its difficulty. Like, that game is really hard. That game has not been over-exaggerated in its difficulty.
Yeah, I want to buy the new one, the Resurrection.
Yeah, they're coming out with the trilogy of, like, the 3 modern reboot games. I will say I did buy a Ninja Gaiden 3, I think it was called Razor's Edge for the Wii U, but I never actually played it. I got it on sale for like $20, but I just never got around to it. It's a series I'd like to give a try at some point, especially after, you know, its foundations with that NES game. Because I think they look really cool, but I'm just worried about how difficult they are, because that's what I hear all the time.
Did you keep your Wii U, or did you eventually sell it?
No, my Wii U stayed with me for life, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because, unfortunately, my original Wii that I bought, unfortunately, no longer functions. So Wii U is effectively my way to not only play Wii U games that I still own, but Wii games if I need to play them. And that's how I've been doing. I haven't done it this month because it's been a very busy month, but I was doing like either once every month or twice a month. I was doing Fortune Street streams, and I was using the Wii U to stream those. Oh god.
Man, we gotta. You gotta show me that game. I really want to check it out.
I wish there was an easy way for me to do that, honestly. Because like, but barring the streams that I do whenever I can, there's no really easy way to like really show off that game, unfortunately, because, you know, the Wii one, you can't play that online anymore. So even if you were to like, even if I could motivate you to buy a copy for yourself, like we wouldn't be able to play together, for example, which is unfortunate. Yeah. But then they have the PS4 one as well, which I did import because I love that series. But like, you know, that's not something you can ask a lot of people, especially if they've never played the game, because you're asking them to read text that they can't understand. I can only play that game, the PS4 version, because I know how to play Fortune Street. And there's not too much difference with that, aside from the characters and the boards that you have in that one. I would say that of that Dragon Quest presentation they did like 2 days ago, I think the only thing that like, there's two things that disappointed me. The first thing that disappointed me was that they said all that shit about Dragon Quest X and is still not planning to localize it. That sucks, especially the international presentation. Especially they're doing the offline version. Like, why? This is the perfect time to do it. Anyway, the second one was that they didn't announce a new Fortune Street. Maybe it wasn't a time for it, but like,
is it like a very active series?
In Japan, it was. In Japan, there was a lot of games in that series coming out. There was one on Famicom. I think there were several on Famicom. I think there were several on Super Famicom. I think there was a Game Boy entry in Japan. Then it kind of like was gone for a little bit. And the thing is, like, in Japan, like, originally 4th Street had nothing to do with Dragon Quest at all. It was, like, just a Monopoly-like board game with its own original characters. Mm-hmm. It was just the popularity of Dragon Quest that made them kind of become the mascots of the series later on. And then there was a DS one, actually, that didn't leave Japan. That was Itazaki Street DS that had Dragon Quest and Mario characters. They did, you know, then they followed that up with the Wii version that did come out in the West that also had Dragon Quest and Mario characters. That's how I got into the series. Yeah. And I had bought it because I had enjoyed Mario Party games. Oops. My controller! No! Ah! Okay. Because I thought, oh, this looks kind of like Mario Party. This could be fun. It was nothing like Mario Party, but I still loved it. Oh, I did not expect her to make a leap like that. But then I put my friends onto it as well, and everyone that had what does that do? That was like is that like a faster shuriken or something? I don't know. Anyway, and then all my friends that had Wii's all ended up buying the game so we could play together. So anytime there's like a house party with at least 4 of us, we would do 4 Street matches. It was a good time. And you know they just never released another one. I mean they did, but it just didn't come out here. So again, I couldn't convince them to do it because that means they had to import it basically.
I'm super interested in that Dragon Quest III remake. With
Hell yeah, dude!
style.
Dude, it looks so good. It looks so good. What is this? What is this enchanted fire that's coming up?
He's chasing you.
What? Where did this come from? Is it a grudge or something? I don't get what is happening. Why am I being chased by this will-o-wisp? Oh jeez. Is this like a timing thing where if you take too long, he just like... That must be what's going on.
That's so hard. It chases you.
So if you take too long, you get chased by flames, and even the big boss man at the top will just like throw balls your way. Damn. So it's a measure against you taking too long, I guess. Interesting. I remember so there's this mini game in Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube where well, I say it's a minigame, but you have to do it in order to like progress in the story, which is a pushing minigame. You have to, where Fox has to basically like defeat this like buff ass dinosaur in like a pushing contest, like to push each other into the hole basically. Mm-hmm. And I struggled with that so much as a kid because it seems like the way to win is just to mash the A button, but that's not actually the case. You actually have to find the right rhythm, and you kind of have to let him win, like make him think that he's about to win, and then just like match when he thinks he's winning to like win. I couldn't comprehend that rhythm when I was little, so I lost. The reason why I bring that up now is because there was a time limit to that mini game, and if the time ran out, you didn't just automatically lose. What instead happened is that the dinosaur you're going gets unlimited strength, and he'll just automatically push you into the hole. Like no matter how hard you mash, he just like becomes infinitely strong. And I once tried to like see if I could beat that, but it's just not possible. Whoa!
Thing is spastic.
I got stuck in that part for years. How many more? Oh god.
Man, because like we've talked about, I never owned an N64, so I knew nothing about Star Fox. And then when I got a GameCube, I saw Star Fox Adventures and I bought it.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was cool. Like, I definitely thought it was a great game. But then as I got older, I saw like all the hate for it and like how it wasn't even supposed to be a Star Fox game. And I was like, oh, it's just this game I used to play back in the day. I didn't know there was like this big thing around it.
We talked about that in the about that a little bit on our episode of Memory Card Memoirs, where you know we enjoyed this game so much we were oblivious of the fact that the GameCube just wasn't really a high selling console. We just bought what we were interested in and just had our fun. We just didn't know enough about like, oh, those are bombs. It's not a power up. Oh. Yeah. That's disturbing. I didn't realize. The first time I hit that, I thought it was like something else that blew me up, and now this was a lot more clear of a death. Oh boy!
God, that thing is so fast.
Oh damn, we got wasted. Well, I think we got a pretty good grasp of what this game is about, so I think we'll call it there before my battery dies. Oh, Sterling, you've never really been a guest on this episode, so I hadn't really get a chance to explain like the format. But yeah, so we play the game for a little bit, and then you and I basically talk about our thoughts about the game in almost like a little mini podcast format about just how we felt about the game, what we liked, what we didn't like, other little musings here and there. You can take as long as you want to discuss whatever interests you, I suppose. And then at the end, we'll determine if it held up or not. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and start just to kind of get the ball rolling. So, Ninja Jajamaru-Kun, it's a very interesting game. Like, there's definitely a story there. You go through levels, you progress, and all that good stuff. But it's also very arcadey. And this is definitely your classic style of arcade type, or not arcade style, your classic 2-player type of game, like almost like Super Mario Brothers, where both players essentially, and arcade, I guess, in that sense, because both players are playing as the same character. You're just taking turns every time someone dies. It's as basic as you can get with 2-player games, but it's fine. It's there. It works, and it's all well and good. But anyway, yeah, there's a nice good amount of enemy variety, at least the further in you go, and it definitely ramps up the difficulty the further in you as you're doing it. Jumping is a tad strange. Like, it doesn't jump in the way you quite expect. I figure maybe later games probably polish that up a little bit, but there's definitely like a little figuring out reasoning with it to just like determine how you want to jump and whatnot with that. Before I go on, what are your thoughts?
Is there a story to this game? I didn't really.
All the story we got, it wasn't in the game itself. So much like a lot of these classic NES and Famicom games, your story was told to you exactly. Your instruction booklets were your tomes for lore in all these games. In the absence of tomes, all we have are these details in every single game that basically tells us. So everything like each of Dayu's hideouts. So I guess the villain we were fighting with the eye patch was Dayu, is who he was. Mm-hmm. And wait, hang on. From the evil Namazu Dayu. Okay, that's his full name. And then we had to say Princess Sakura, and that's pretty much it. You're not really gonna get a lot of in deep plots from these older games. Ninja Gaiden is probably the only example of a NES game that had like a really deep plot to it. Other games, really not so much. It's just kind of the most raw motivation you could get to just like play this video game and go forward. And games we're in an era now, of course, where games, almost every game that you play has to have some kind of narrative, some kind of like reason, some kind of motivation to go forward and get the credits. And these games did that. Technically, it's just the lightest motivation you could get because it just is what it was. Like there wasn't really a lot of plot elements to the game. But what else are your thoughts? What is he thinking?
Do you consider like what makes a game arcadey, right? Like, is something like Super Mario Bros. 3 arcadey? Because it has that 1-2 player switch and there's a high score, but it's like there's a lot more progression in something like Super Mario Bros. 3.
Exactly, I agree. I don't want to say that every game that even bothers to have any game that even bothers to have a score is arcadey, because I don't think that's necessarily true. But in this case, the reason why I consider this arcadey is because of the way you progress, where it's like there's not like each level is more like an arena of sorts. The best comparison I can make is like Pac-Man, where Pac-Man, it technically has progression, but the mazes are usually the same. It's just the enemy AI gets a little better. I mean, technically you're going through levels, but it's arcadey in the sense that you are just trying to get the high score and survive as long as possible. This is definitely a step up, just like I would say a half step up from that, because the levels do change as you go forward. You get more enemies, and I imagine there is a finite amount of levels in this game that you can reach if you're good enough. Like Pac-Man was more or less infinite in a sense. Like obviously it wasn't literally infinite, but it gave you that feeling of it. And a lot of old arcade games gave you that. This one, we don't know how many levels are in this game. I know you definitely got the furthest of us, but I don't know how many. Actually, let's look up that. And while Jake Schroed is on chat saying at least we have Mario Golf coming soon. Dude, I'm so excited for Mario Golf, man. Mario Golf Super Rush. I'm doing 3 different Mario Golf streams next month. I'm doing the week before Mario Golf Super S comes out. I'm doing a retrospective stream where I'm gonna be streaming Game Boy Color Mario Golf, Mario Golf Toaster Tour on the GameCube, and Mario Golf Advanced Tour. Little preview for everyone because I haven't announced that to anyone until just this moment. Then, of course, on launch day itself, the current plan is to do 2 launch streams that day. One where I check out the single player mode, that'll be just me, and then a multiplayer stream is going to be later on in the night where I get a few people to play along with me and do the cool multiplayer stuff.
Oh man, I would love to play Mario Golf with you. That'd be sick.
Oh, cool. Then you're in.
I've never played a Mario Golf game, so
I'm trying to. I'm trying. Okay, yeah. Then you can totally be on. I'm trying to get Joseph Yaden on there as well because he has not stopped tweeting. He has not stopped tweeting about this game since it came out, so he's definitely hyped about it. So I'm trying to get him on to this. Hopefully he can make it because I know he would really want to be. I even messaged him about it, and he's definitely interested. It's just a matter of his scheduling, so we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I'm looking at this. Let's see. What were you? Because what was the question you were asking about the game? Oh no, there was like how many levels there are. Some bonus stages. We didn't find any bonus stages, but we did find power ups, a few here and there, which did give us a few new abilities like shurikens, a tank. I found at one point. They're not common, but you can get them. Ooh, I would have loved if we gotten that. The ultimate power up, the Gampapakun. Gamapakun. It reminds me of the Gamariki and from like Naruto. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to start it again. Hold on. I was just trying to look at the info. But yeah. I guess it's like I guess it would be like I would consider this game to be like a happy medium between the hyper arcadey nature like Pac-Man and something more like Super Mario Brothers where there's like a level progression. Mostly because you can't save, and that's the thing about this game. Like if you're going through these levels, the only way you could really save is to use the in-game suspend point feature if you really want to just try to get to the end of the game without having to repeat them. That's the best you could really do. But otherwise, you are going right back from the beginning every time you just lose all your lives. And, you know, that's a lot of old games did do that, I will say that. But if you definitely want to avoid that, I would highly recommend you suspend points if you're trying to get to the end. But what else are you thinking?
I don't know. It's a very basic foundation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to play, but I'm not a huge arcadey type guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like if you asked me to do this for like 2 hours, I'd probably get extremely bored.
Yeah, especially. I mean, here's the thing. I think this game might actually be pretty short, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think that, like a lot of older games, the replay value is the difficulty and the fact that you lose all your lives, you're going right back to the beginning of the game. That's literally how old games justify its replay value in that sense, just doing that. So for a game like this, if you were to use suspend point features and just like reset every time you like lost a life or something, I think you could probably finish this game really quickly, honestly. Well, what I mean by that is like if someone was like really good at this game and decided to just do a full playthrough of it right then and there, you know, lost no lives, I imagine this game would probably be finished in maybe an hour. Within an hour. If someone wasn't as good at it and had to use suspend point features a lot, they could probably do it in 2 or 3. That's my prediction. I'm thinking. I could be wrong, of course. We could be wrong, but I don't think there's like a huge amount of levels in this game because this is also, mind you, this game came out in '95, so this is an early NES game as opposed to some of the later ones that I've played. Like, look at this Fire and Ice game. I think this is '93. Yeah, hell yeah, '93. So you can see the difference in like a lot of these games, like in production value, because that's 8 years later, exactly. You know. So I guess to do our closing thoughts on the game itself, you know, talking about what it had and what it didn't have. Do I think this game holds up? It's like you said, it's fun to play. It's fun to play like short bursts, and I think it's definitely fun to do with another person. And if you like arcade games, I think this game could have a lot of value to you. But if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think it does. This game in particular, only because even as fun as I did have playing it, controls are just a tad janky, just a tad. Yeah. Like it does, like it's not as solid as like other games of the era that had come out. Like jumping's a little weird. Your powers can be a little finicky. I don't think the power ups themselves are like I think they're a little too rare. Like We barely saw them. Like I don't think they should be common necessarily, but for them to be as rare as they are, that you couldn't really like benefit from them that much. It could probably just be a little better in that regard. I do think it's an interesting game, but no, unfortunately I don't think it does hold up. It's a little like I hesitate to say this because anyone who's watched the series knows I really do justify the value of these older games, but I think this one is just a tad too old. I don't know how later Ninja Jajamaru games in the series improve upon this. I'd be interested in playing them now because there was enough here that I'm intrigued to see more. But as far as going back to this game, I likely wouldn't. What are you thinking? Yeah, what's up?
Is the series actually still going? Like,
there was a collection in Japan,
dang.
but this is the only game that has ever been not localized, but it's the only game that has ever just made it to shores. Like again, we talked about at the beginning of the stream, Wii Shop Wednesday. Ninja Jajamaru-Kun was on the Wii Virtual Console, but I don't think they ported any of the other games. I think it was literally just this one, and the other one just kind of stayed over there. And again, never localized. So yeah, I think I would love to give the more games in the series a try if they were willing to. Who knows? Maybe the Super Famicom ones will come on the Super Nintendo service. But as it is, we got this one. Like a lot of first entries in games, it's a bit rough and a bit too rough for me to like really go back to it. So I don't think it really holds up. What about you?
Yeah, pretty much everything you said. Controls are a bit janky. Even by the end of like when we are playing it, it's like, all right, I'm really starting to get bored of this. It's a bit stale.
Yeah, for sure.
I just, if you went back and you were like, it's impossible to go from the original Donkey Kong to something like Super Mario Odyssey. Like it's like
yeah.
how do you get that from this? I couldn't imagine what future iterations of this game look like at all. Like if it's just an arcadey little dinky platformer like this.
Mm.
But yeah, this one's fun for like 10-20 minutes and that's about it. Like
it is interesting that you bring that up too, because a lot of them, like obviously playing every single one of these games, I try to look at the mentality of someone who may have played it back in the day, who had nothing else, right? And a lot of these games I have like, but if you're going to consider the what they're thinking about what they were when this game was a new game, right? You also have to consider the fact that, of course, this series is called HPCritical, doesn't hold up. So, there's a little leeway you can give a game based on like how good it must have been for the time, right? Mm-hmm. But you also have to consider like in 2021 or as the previous season 2020, would this game still be enjoyable for someone who's never played the game at all to still play in this instance?
Yeah.
And I will give this game credit. I think if you did have to play this game, if you were like a Japanese kid playing on your Famicom and had to play this game, I think you could have had a great time. I really do. Because there was enough there that I think was engaging compared to other games at the time. It's just, it's a little too bare bones and janky for today's standards. And that's why, that's the fact. It just doesn't hold up today.
Yeah, my favorite game growing up when I had an NES was Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah.
And even though like they're not similar, but like we said, like you can play player 1 and 2, you go through, there's a high score, but with that game there's a very clear end goal, and you go through all these levels and they feel incredibly different, and each world has a different look and atmosphere and the way it plays. Whereas this, the whole time you're just whipping your shuriken and trying to defeat an enemy.
Yeah, for sure.
And all the level layouts are exactly the same. So
exactly, yeah,
just not as much variety.
Yeah, I definitely feel you there. Like it's
even classic Donkey Kong levels had a bit more variety, right? So,
well, no, yes and no. I would say, like, Donkey Kong, like the original arcade Donkey Kong, had 4 levels that it cycled through. You had 25 meters, 50 meters. What's up?
I'm thinking of, I was thinking of the Game Boy one, sorry. That's totally, absolutely my bad.
You're totally fine. Yeah, the Game Boy Donkey Kong had so many levels. That's almost an unfair comparison, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, not a good comparison at all. I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But I will say this is a step. But going to that point though, even if you didn't mean that one, this is definitely a step up from OG Donkey Kong because that game, that game, and that's a weird thing too because I do think the original Donkey Kong does hold up in a weird way. But I only feel that way because that one is definitely leans in more towards arcadiness. It changes levels just enough to avoid getting repetitive while still being a very, very arcadey type game. Where this one, being the middle step that it is, it makes it a little harder to go back to, is what I feel.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that guy, but yeah, this doesn't feel like it holds up all that well.
No,
Again, if we were playing it for like 5-10 minutes, then yeah. But if you're stuck on an island and this is all you have to play, you're probably gonna put it away after. Chuck it in the ocean after.
Yeah, just eat the sand at that point and just let yourself wither. Become a mummy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
Dream about Mario Bros. 3.
Oh man, yeah, that's about as distant as you can get for this because it is just the nature of the show. Sterling, there are some games that we play that are just really good that we know are going to be really good, like the Mario games. Some games that surprise us, like Vice Project Doom here, that surprisingly ends up being pretty good. Or even this game here, Journey to Silius. This one was a lot of fun. But of course, then you just there's a lot of happy surprises. I will say that. And then there's a lot of games that just end up being trash, like this game, Nightshade. I'm glad this ended up being season 1 finale. It almost was. I'm glad it didn't end out on a bad note there. Just a lot of these games, there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are better than you think, and a lot of them are just not. That's just how it is, man. But I'm glad that you could offer your candid opinions on this because we're more or less in the same agreement that it's fun for a few minutes and then you're just done with it. Mario Brothers 3, of course, just saying that real quick, is a very fantastic game. Not like I had Gabe as my guest for that episode way back when we ended up not only enjoying it so much, but we ended up doing a full playthrough of it. Like that episode of Does It Hold Up was basically part 1 of our playthrough, and then we just kept going. Oh, dude, some of those later levels are rough. Not rough in a bad way, but rough in just like difficulty. We just struggled.
You guys have definitely already done Are you guys doing Super Nintendo games or?
Yes, currently we're on season 2, which is focusing on Super Nintendo games. So yeah, I have once again played every single NES game on this app.
I was gonna say y'all have definitely probably already played Super Mario World. I was like,
oh yeah, that was the premiere episode. Me and Christy did that one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that we both have had very fond memories of that one. So we knew that had to be the first one that we did. Yeah, there's still more. There's still a lot more to come, and I'm glad that you could come for this first episode of. Yeah. Well, it's your first episode, but of course, but I would definitely like to have you on for the Super Nintendo season at some point, just so you can appreciate that little jump and I'll definitely let you know what the next one is. So thanks again for coming to this episode.
If they ever do Game Boy Advance games on here, I'm gonna ask you to come on for every episode.
Yeah. You'll definitely become one of our regulars. Currently I have 2 regulars on for season 2. I do the first game every month. I do with Christy, and the last game I do every month is with my friend Toby, who lives in the UK. Those are my 2 regulars. I try to have them at least once a month because they're both, they're really passionate about the Super Nintendo games that we're playing. So I try to have them on often while throwing a few other guests here and there as well. So, I know I'm going to be doing a few less episodes next month only because, it's E3 month. So, I'll have my 2 regulars, Christy and Toby. And, even though I'll just announce this on stream. I'm trying to get Abraham Buhner back on the stream because we're going to be doing Star Fox next month. And he said Star Fox 64 is his favorite game. So, I think that'd be a good one. He'd be a good guest to have for that one. But anyway, let's go ahead and start wrapping up. I want to thank everyone for coming into this Season 1 EX episode of HPCritical Does It Hold Up. We'll be back. Our next Does It Hold Up episode will, of course, be back to our regular Super Nintendo games. But like I said, the last time I did the Season 1 finale, if another game gets added to this app, NES or Famicom, we'll come back and do it again. Whatever game it is, we will play it. So look forward to that. And speaking of Does It Hold Up, this coming Monday, I mentioned my friend Toby a second ago. He and I will be playing the Super Nintendo games on that day. As far as what games we're playing, for sure, we're going to be playing both Caveman Ninja, also known as Joe and Mac, as well as Joe and Mac 2 Lost in the Tropics, 2 caveman-centric platformers. And we're also going to try to play Prehistoric Man. So we're trying to get in 3 different prehistoric platformers in that stream. But if not all 3, then for sure the first 2 that I mentioned. So that'll be on Monday. We don't have a specific time set up yet. I'm going to be getting with him soon to try to figure out time. It'll probably be in the neighborhood of 2 p.m. Eastern because that seems to be the usual time he and I do those. But it is a holiday, so maybe we'll even try to go earlier. Who knows? We'll see what happens with that. So stay tuned on our social media. I will be linking that soon so you guys can know when that's coming up and when you can catch that episode. That's what's coming up next. As far as this coming Wednesday, Captain Toad will be coming back. I got to do the second half, episode 3, which completes the story of the game. Though that is not the finale of the playthrough because I will, of course, be doing both the bonus episode the week after, and the week after that I'll be doing the DLC episode. So you'll still have a little bit of Captain Toad for a little bit. But next Friday, you guys noticed that Christy was not here. She has family over, so she had a lot to do. So it ended up working out because I wanted to do this special bonus episode that's hold up anyway. So it really ended up working well for that. But next week we'll be back to our regular schedule. Well, actually not really, because next week we're going to be doing a charity stream. So we're going to be starting a little bit earlier next week, 6 p.m. Eastern. Christy and I will be doing more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We'll be beginning case 4 of that game. Though it's possible we might, when the stream starts, I might be doing another game in case it takes her a little bit to come in. Because she has to come from work. And, that's how things happen. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Next month is June, guys. We're only a few days away from June at this point. We're getting to E3 month. I had already, threw out some plans as this stream was going on. That there's, it's going to be light on our regular streams compared to other months. But there might be some surprise streams happening just because of all the E3 coverage happening. So if you guys want to stay up to date on all that stuff, not only the stream schedule, but all our inevitable coverage on E3 and all the other things, you're going to want to check out HPCritical.com. We have many articles written by writers like myself and many more in our wonderful team available on gaming and other topics like movies, shows, anime, books, and more. And the site will get updated daily, especially during E3 time, where we might even have multiple articles in one day. So definitely head over to that website and see what we're cooking up, because there's a lot of good stuff coming very, very soon. And while you're there, sign up for the newsletter on the website. That's going to give you monthly emails on our top-rated articles. You'll get upcoming stream schedules like the one for June that's going to be coming up very soon. Podcast information, info on upcoming tournaments or play sessions we do, Patreon info, and every newsletter will have the thank you to all our Patreon supporters as well. And yes, if you want to support us, there's 3 different ways you can do so. The first one is our Patreon itself, patreon.com/HPCritical. If you support us there, you can get monthly goodies like bracelets and stickers, and maybe even sponsor our weekly podcast that we do as well. We've had several guests from the podcast come already, both guests that we've invited and Patreon guests as well. So, support us there, and we appreciate it. You can be on our podcast. Second thing, I mentioned the website a second ago. If you're on there, you can check out our Teespring store, which we opened up not too long ago. You can get all kinds of cool merch. You can get t-shirts, you can get hoodies, you can get coffee mugs, leggings, baby clothes, pillows, blankets, beach towels, and they come in all kinds of different colors. So if you want to support us, definitely head to the merchandise store, cop yourself some cool merch, helps us out a lot, and you'll look cool. And a third way you can support us, if you have an Amazon Prime account or a Twitch Prime account and you haven't used a free subscription yet, consider subscribing to us. Helps us out a lot as well. And give us a follow here on Twitch as well if you want to, keep up to all that we're doing. But another way you can keep up with everything we're doing is our social media, which I mentioned a little bit ago. You'll definitely be wanting to follow those to know when our articles coming out, especially during E3 month. Any pictures we do, any announcements that we post, and if we do any streams, confirmation of those times I mentioned, or even just, surprise streams that we may happen to do during E3, you'll want to be up to date. So follow us on Instagram at HPCritical Gaming. Follow us at Facebook at HPCritical. And lastly, you can follow our Twitter at Critical_HP. That's where you're going to get the most information from our wonderful team. That's more or less all I got. It is getting dark outside, so I know I need to wrap up soon because I don't feel like putting up my lights right now because I predicted it wasn't going to be a long stream, and it's not. We're about to finish in under an hour. You want to follow me? Follow me at Mr. Louis Don. And Sterling, plug away. You have free reign. You got a lot of stuff. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know why you're cool.
Go check out my work at Twinfinite and Jump Cut Play. Check out my podcast, the latest episode Brandon and I did on Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is up, and it's really, really great, and we've got a lot of great response to it. Check out all the stuff I'm doing for E3 coming up, and don't forget to shop on the Wii shopping channel on Wednesday, baby.
Super Mario RPG, Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3, Adventures of Lolo 1 and 2. I'm gonna stop there because I like two-man food, Harvest Moon. Okay, let's stop. We want to go. I will say to everyone listening, there at some point, live on stream, I'm gonna sing the whole song. And now that I know that you know that much of the song, whenever it happens, you're gonna be there. And maybe, you know what? Maybe that'll happen on the Mario Golf stream. If I get Joseph, if Joseph comes on that stream,
Joseph knows the song.
Joseph must know the song. He always shares it. Yeah. So yeah, if Joseph, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and announce this right now. You know what? Impromptu. If me, Sterling, and Joseph Yaden are on that stream, we will sing the Wii Shopping Channel song. I'm gonna message him about it tomorrow to like just let him just to see if we can get this happening because I really want this to happen. It'd be awesome. Oh man. And what else do you want to plug? Because you got some other stuff that you haven't said yet.
Oh, the anime podcast.
Yeah, that one.
We should have an episode out today or tomorrow. It was on Castlevania. We talked a lot about Castlevania. And the creator of Berserk dying and stuff like that. Go check it out, the Simply Anime podcast, my gaming podcast, Memory Card Memoirs, and all of my writing on Twinfinite and Jump Cut Play. Brandon, thank you for having me so much.
It is always a pleasure. And I did forget to, now that you mentioned, I did forget to mention one thing for everyone listening. If you guys missed any past streams that we do, you want to catch up on past episodes of Does It Hold Up or other streams that I do, every stream that I do is archived, gets archived 2 to 3 days later on our YouTube channel, which is HPCritical. So you can check out all past streams there. It's also where you can see the video versions of our podcast if you guys want to listen to that. Our podcasts are also available, by the way, on all your favorite stream platforms like Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, and much, much more. But yeah, if you want to see the video versions, they're all on YouTube. You can catch any of our past episodes there. And highlights go up too from streams whenever there's a funny moment or whenever we're having a post discussion about the games that we do and Doesn't Hold Up. If you just want to hear the raw thoughts and not watch the entire gameplay video. So they're all up there for you guys who want to check it out. And with that, we're going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you so much for watching and have a great night. Bye, everyone.